Item: SCP-1590. Code name: The Book of Tamlin. Object Class: Euclid. Special Containment Procedures: 7 copies of SCP-1590 are kept on hand for experimentation purposes. These copies are to be kept in Secure Containment Locker F12 at Site-18, keys to which are in possession of the current Project Director Dutchard Light, the current Head of Security, and the Site Director. Any researcher who wishes to make use of SCP-1590 must get permission from Project Director Dutchard Light. Information Technologies Technician Kent has been put in charge of finding uncontained instances of SCP-1590. When such instances are found, an immediate DDoS attack is to be made on the server hosting it, and an MTF is to be sent into appropriate all hardware. The computer virus known as COMAMA is to be inserted into any systems with copies of SCP-1590 downloaded before the server is taken down. Description: SCP-1590 is a 1 KB program, or application, designed for use with touchscreen hardware such as tablets, calling itself the Book of Tamlin. Attempts to view SCP-1590's coding reveals only the numbers 1 through 66,666 in numerical order. The application itself posits to be a game wherein the user has to find certain objects in a cluttered image. The game always begins with a dedication screen, containing the message to Joey, who taught me how to be cool, and name of last person to play the game, who almost made it out. The content then shifts to an animated scene. The silhouette of a humanoid stands on the deck of what appears to be an oil tanker. The screen turns bright white, then returns to the previous scene. A yellow wall, larger than the ship, has been added to the scene. The wall's appearance causes a wave to wash over the ship, and the wave carries the humanoid overboard. The screen fills with bubbles, and the words "The Book of Tamlin" and "Start Game" appear overlaid on the bubbles. When a user picks Start Game, the title screen fades away to an image of a cluttered room. The user is presented with a series of tasks, directing them to find objects hidden in the room image. The images and objects are different for every run-through of the game. The user is also given a time limit, which ranges anywhere between 1 and 12 minutes. Once the user completes a task, they are given a set of doors to choose from to move further on in the game. The tasks begin benignly, move on to tasks more personal to the subject, and end with tasks that are very personal and often insulting in nature. The game continues through a random number of rooms, from 7 to 43. At a random point in the game, or if the user fails to complete the tasks in the required amount of time, the player will find themselves in an empty room. The words "You've found out everything there is to find about the house. Now all you have left to find is the way out" appear on the screen. At this point, the game ends, and cannot be replayed by the same user. Within 72 hours of finishing the game, a door the user opens will connect to what appears to be a room from the game. Attempts to follow users through said doorways have so far met with failure. Any tracking devices cease to transmit after the user passes through the doorway. After 72 hours of finishing the game, any door opened by the user will result in the altered doorway, although no compulsion exists to force them through it. If another person attempts to open the door for the subject, there is still a chance it will open into an altered room. At no point may anyone who has not finished a game enter such a room. All attempts to do such result in entering the room the doorway normally opens into. Addendum: Sample list of rooms from test subjects. For the purposes of these logs, mundane rooms have not been recorded. For a full record of all rooms and tasks, consult file Tamlin 01 Theta. See Wiki for Log 1. D1534, Log 2, Agent Brad Gibson and Log 3, D132.